Welcome to another episode of Discover St. Cloud, Florida. I am Kristin Macari, and I'm here with your host,
Jeanine Corcoran, broker for the Corcoran Connection, a real estate company.
So speaking of real estate, it's a new year, 2022, and I want to know what happened in 2021. Well, I mean, we all know what happened in 2021. The market was nuts, but like, what were the actual statistics, 2021 compared to 2020? Like, how did we end the year?
Well, because St. Cloud has many zip codes, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5. They have 6, but the other one is the postal. And so I went ahead and did it by zip code. It was a little hard to just do overall. So in 34769, which covers a lot of our downtown St. Cloud area, of course, price per square foot, 2020, 153 price per square foot.
Okay.
2021, 181.30.
Wow.
Guess what the increase is?
I don't know.
18.5%.
That's crazy. Okay.
We sold 379 homes in 2020, 458 in 2021, but days on market, how about 14 days in 2020 versus 6 days in 2021?
So that like cut in half. That cut in half. You increased almost 19%. I mean, 18.5%. And your time on market cut in half, and your number of homes sold. I'm actually kind of surprised that many homes sold. I didn't feel like there were that many homes available this year.
It's crazy,
right?
I mean, the difference is, about 80 homes as far as last year to this year, but
right.
That many more homes this year, which surprised me. I would have thought we sold more last year.
Right. Yeah. It was such a tight inventory. I have to say, though, the amount of people moving to St. Cloud, new residents moving to St. Cloud from out of the area. So I feel like previously it was a lot of people like kind of within St. Cloud, would
or
move
different parts
around.
Of the county.
Right, exactly, which would shuffle around. But the amount of influx from new people has definitely, increased this year. So I could see that. That's crazy, though.
Yeah. Totally. So let's go on to 34771. You're back. Now you're going down Narcoossee Road, where our office is. And so a price per square foot in 2020, we have $149.79, and then up to 121, 176.07. So the increase there is a little bit low, but not much. 17.5.
Okay. So still, I mean, we're still, it's not much. It's still over 15%.
I know.
like let's be real. That's a pretty good increase there. That's
and
crazy.
Days on the market, 18 days in 2020 versus 7 days.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And folks, you have to realize too, even though you might say 7 days on the market, you're generally getting the offers like day one.
Right.
But
it takes like 7 days to go through the 50 offers you've received to figure out which one you want to take.
Yeah.
Or some people were using it as a strategy to, have the house on the market for over a week. So that way you could have, multiple, even more offers. You had more opportunity for offers. But I don't know, as an agent, man, that was overwhelming getting so many offers. Yeah. And it's just like, you want to make sure you don't miss any. You got to, double, triple check. I mean, it was.
And for the sellers, it's overwhelming. It's exciting.
Right.
But overwhelming.
Oh, for sure.
So I always do the process of elimination type thing, on an Excel sheet, and then just say, okay, before we talk about, they get the offers as they come in, but before we talk about all the offers, let's eliminate the ones you don't want, because that's easy.
Right.
Exactly. And then they eliminate, and they're down to like the last 3, and then let's talk about the 3.
Right. And the pros and cons with each, and everybody there was so many. That probably was the best thing, though, I think, for sellers in 2021, and I think is going to continue on in 2022, is that like you actually have choice. You have options. It's not like where you're sitting on the market for 30 days and you get like one offer in, and it's like, oh, do I take it? Do I leave it? Do I negotiate? Like, what do you do? You at least have options to choose from. So it's been a great seller's market for sure.
Exciting times. We just need more. Definitely need more houses.
Please sell your home.
So 34772. Now we're going back by the manor.
Right.
For those of you local St. Cloud, you understand where that is.
Right.
Just a different part of St. Cloud. And we had 140.63 price per square foot in 2020, up to 167.95 in 2021. Increase 19.4%.
That's crazy. So still like right around that 20. I mean, because, you take it or leave it. basically 17 to 20%, on average. It seems like it's gone up in the area.
Now this year, all the pros project only for this year a 3% increase from what it's been. So we'll see if that's going to hold true or not.
Right. So in theory, 2022 over 2020 will still be a 23% increase.
Exactly.
Like, let's not cry our beds here. You know, like it's not terrible. It's just that we're not on the rocket ship anymore. But I still feel like the demand is going to be through the roof. Like, I mean, I know my family is still looking for a home, and it's like, there's nothing on the market. Like, would somebody please sell me a house? Like,
nothing.
So I think that there's a lot of people trying to get into to do a home this year, and there's just nothing available. So
now, if you want to build, you could, you got to be 9 months to 12 months to build. Yeah. I was even talking to in Harmony West. I was talking to one of the agents over there, and because we have a family, quite a few families that wanted to build and just knew the model they wanted.
Right.
Wanted to pick out, they wouldn't even let us pick out the lot. They wouldn't even they won't even, right now, they're not pre-building.
Right.
It's just they're deciding what house is going to be built on what lots, and then just turn around and sell it when it's ready.
Right.
And then have multiple offers. The builders are even doing that.
Right. They are. I walked into, because, we were starting to get really desperate around Christmas time. And I was like, I don't know what 2022 is going to hold in store. Like, let's just go over and see. And I live in Harmony. And so, going over to Harmony West is a little bit different. Like, I'd like to still be in the main Harmony. And I remember going over there, and they were like, okay, well, we just released these houses this week, and your highest and best offer is due on Sunday. And I was like, huh? Am I not at a builder's office? Like, what is this?
Because you worked in a builder's office for years.
For 10 years. And we never had that. We were never like negotiating. I mean, we had like lottery systems, and we had, wait lists that were 2 years long, but like we didn't have, highest and best offers. I mean, maybe if we did, prices would have gone through the roof. But, it's crazy. There's just not a lot available. And we looked at that with like Jones Homes in the Enclave, and they're not even going to be built until, November, December. And that's if the components of the house come in on time.
Right. Right.
So anyway, so it's just crazy. The builders can't keep up. There's just not enough inventory for the amount of people that are trying to move here.
I know. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So last year they sold 637 versus 669. So very similar.
Yep.
Very similar days on the market. This surprises me. There must be an outlier in here. 18 days last year versus 48 this year.
Okay. Yeah, there's got to be a couple.
Yeah, there's a couple. It has to be a couple outliers to make that.
Right, to skew that number.
Skew it.
Yeah. And, the market may be hot, but if you're still overpriced by $100,000, like your house is going to sit on the market. The market's not going to change that.
Can we talk about that?
Right. Let's please
talk about that. Okay. Let's just talk about that. Okay. I don't control the market. Did you know that?
I didn't. I thought you did, and that's why. And you didn't want me to buy a house, so that you wouldn't give me a house to buy.
I don't control the market. I really don't. And if you want to put your house on the market for a higher price, you can. Absolutely. You just have to be prepared to wait. I had a house recently. It was the high, and we waited. It was 90 days on the market. It got sold. It got sold for that price for that one buyer that wanted it. Waived the appraisal. That's the issue. It's not us. It's not the appraisers. They're only going with facts that they have to remember. The appraiser works for the bank. The bank hires them. They're not their appraisers, meaning they work for them in the office. They hire this outside appraiser, but they are the customer of the bank, and they hire them, and then they have to do the appraisal. So it's about the bank's risk,
Right.
And that's what it's all about. So I'm blown away when people say, not people. I have one person.
Right.
That I control the market. I was like, what?
Right.
I wish I did. What else do I control?
Right.
That I don't know about?
Right. And so if you control this market, then clearly you control the market throughout the country, because we're not the only place dealing with this.
No, it seems to be nationwide.
Yeah.
Nationwide. And let's talk about interest rates.
Right. Interest rates are big, again, in the market for a house, everybody. So I feel your pain. If anybody's looking to move this year and you just can't, and you're anxious and whatever, join the club, because interest rates are creeping up. They're at, this is 2022. They opened this week at 3.67, I think. So, we're creeping up. I have one lender that I spoke to more recently that, said to prepare possibly for rates at about 4.5 by summer.
And let's not get like crazy about that, because that's still so freaking low.
It is. Well, that's the other thing he said. He goes, so we'll be at pre-pandemic levels. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, that like puts it into perspective. Like,
and the best part is when I actually heard my sister Barbara says, well, when the rates go up, they're going to get the buyers off the fence. I get that. But guess what? We got so many buyers on the fence. I could just have this image of they're all just like wobbling on the fence. There's nothing to buy.
Right.
So they don't need to push them, because they're ready. They've been ready. These poor buyers that just put an offer after offer. I just did one this week. It was a third offer. And good offers, appraisal contingency gaps and overprice and escalation clauses and stuff. And they still don't get the offer.
They can't win.
They're hanging in there.
Well, yeah.
But
don't lose faith. Our time is coming.
Yes.
There will be a house. We can't be homeless forever.
And will the market crash?
Everybody keeps asking that, and even I am like, listen, I will sound the alarms.
She's glass half empty. I'm half full.
I would like to call myself a realist and say that there's a half a glass there, but she thinks that I'm a pessimist. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just very cautious, and I like to take in all of the available facts and, compare it to historical things. But even I won't say that there's going to be a crash, because, no. I mean, you're dealing with inflation. You're dealing with insane demand. Like, even if interest rates go up and it reduces people's buying power, those buyers are still in the market. They're just at a different price. It's just, I don't see any relief to this coming soon.
No, it can't crash 50%. Like in Florida, this area, we were 50%. That's not going to happen. Not with the lenders have luckily figured that out. I mean, absolutely, the market can come down or flatten, but it's like the stock market. Up,
right.
But it's not going to do this. I don't see it. Not that but everyone's saying it can't do the 50%.
Right.
And some people have sold their house and moved to a rental, but the rental prices are crazy.
Well, that's
move
the other
in with
thing.
your family.
Right.
Don't move into a rental. Move in with grandma and help pay the bills and just wait and see if anything changes. But even at 4.5%, it's still a good mark. It's still a good
really
percent.
is. And that's one person's just based on, available information and projected through the summer. If the Fed pulls back on, pulls out of the bond market, that's where they predicted we would end up in the 4.5%. But who knows? Who knows if they continue, if they make good on what they said that they were going to do, if they do it, there's so many variables to consider, and you can't predict the future. You could just, deal with the here and now. And it's funny because I had an old boss at the developer that I worked for that actually said there is no right time to buy a house. There's no, just like you said, there's no right time to have a baby. There's no right time for anything. You just got to do when it's
right
best for you.
Time. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And so,
and then you're a millennial. I'm a boomer. Hashtag boomer.
Pound sign.
Pound sign. No, I'm not that bad. But more and more millennials are buying.
Right. Absolutely.
Is Lauren a millennial? What's the next one?
She's close. She would be considered millennial. She's not quite zennial. She's like in the.
Is that what's next?
Gen Z, right?
Gen Z.
I'm looking offside to Q over here to give me a little nod that's I'm on the right track. So my kids are Gen Z for sure.
What does Z stand for?
I think zennial, right? Yep, zennial. I don't know.
Who comes up with these names?
I don't know.
Boomer sounds good.
That's because you guys were baby boomers because of the big baby boom after the war ended and you were all born, No.
I thought it was when the Knights went out in Georgia.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And so the millennials are definitely entering the market. I feel like a lot of people in my age range, anywhere from the late 20s, early 30s, really struggled with buying a home because we all, unfortunately for us, a lot of us graduated at the crash. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? The job market was terrible. You went into school, you got tons of student loan debt. Like it was not a great time to be coming of age and as an adult. Now, not to say that that's any reason for anything, but I think that, definitely shaped a lot of people's financial
and I'm going
outlooks.
back 5 years ago. I remember just that your whole age group, the whole, college debt was it. I mean, because that was considered in the debt to income ratio that a mortgage person uses, and it would kill them, and they couldn't buy a house.
Right.
It was like, how is this generation going to do this?
Right.
How are they going to do it?
I don't know, but we're all finally coming of age, and so now we're looking for houses. And of course, in our luck, nothing's available.
And you're competing with the baby boomers
who
are coming here and buying their second home.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Or they're buying it as an investment because, now the market's good. And,
right.
So that you're competing against that, and they have money, we have money, and that's what happens.
Right.
How can you compete against that kind of thing?
I don't know.
So
you guys,
lucky.
we gotta, you know what I'm saying?
What does that
Get rid
mean?
of them. Get
rid of them. We're going anyway.
I'm just kidding.
I have a millennial birthday. So I have a millennial birthday coming up, and I was gonna say, I got in the mail that AARP. What are you laughing, Q?
I'm laughing. I think he's laughing
I think
because
I got it at the last millennial birthday, but I did. But now I was like, really? Like, and I was talking to someone today about like when I could former friend, owner, seller, buyer, I don't know, umpteen houses. I follow him all over the state. Anytime he wants to sell his house, he calls me, which is great. I love him to death.
Right.
And I just found out he's only like Orlando. He's only like 4 years older than I am. And so now he explained to me the whole Medicare system.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. It's not happening. He's like, no, this is important. I said, you're making Excel sheets, aren't you? He's like, how did you know? I said, because I know you. You're a numbers guy.
Yeah.
So now I literally was on my computer taking notes, and I'm like, I'm going to be calling you Orlando.
Right. How do I navigate this? And just for the record, to boomerify this conversation here. No. When she received this AARP card in the mail, she proceeded to send it not once, but twice to the family group chat. I think in that short period of time, she forgot she sent it, so she sent it again.
Can I say something's going on with the iPhones? I don't know on my phone. Okay, because whenever I send a picture, literally, it tells me it has a red box around it and said it never got sent.
Right.
So that's why I sent it again, because then you guys made those funny comments.
Right.
And then I do this to my sister all the time. I'll send her one, and she, and then it didn't go through, and I'll send it again, and then she'll go, you sent it to me 3 times. I was like, that's not what my phone says. It says it didn't
not
go
delivered.
through. So why does it do that? I thought there's some
know.
setting on their phone to be like, pretend like they didn't get it.
Oh, I need that setting.
I know.
Just kidding.
I'll just show. Oh, I can't show you. I don't have
Yeah.
the phone. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. They call me #boomer. They make fun of me. I go out to eat with them, and they said, what did you do during the holidays? We were shopping. Oh, the other daughter.
It wasn't. I was going to say, you keep saying they. I'm not included in the they, by the way, because I am a millennial and we're very PC now. So,
well, Laura's a millennial too, isn't she?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what she is. She's a younger one. But anyway, so we're having dinner. At the end of the day, shopping. We're exhausted. I was exhausted. They weren't. And you go to, I think we're at Olive Garden, and they got one of those little, what are they called?
Which one? The Ziosk?
What is it called?
Is it a Ziosk? The little computer-looking thing?
Oh, it has a name?
Yeah, it's a
I know
Ziosk.
that. Okay. So anyway, I went to give my card to the server, and she's like, Mom, you pay right here. And I was like, oh, I didn't know Olive Garden had that. I didn't think it was a big deal. And so, of course, the server walks over, and she's like, yeah, she's a boomer. And that's the first time I heard the term. I was like, I guess she means like baby boomer. Is that like good? Is that like an insult? I think it's an insult. I feel like it's an insult. But then recently I just bought, like this week, I went to the store to get masks, which their COVID's rampant again, and they're nowhere to be found. And so I bought one of those, what are they called? The neck gaiters. Neck gaiters. Who named it that? Who does this?
I think it's actually GAITER. It's not like GATOR.
Oh, not like
It's not like a gator, like an alligator.
Yeah, okay.
It's a gator. I have no idea. Okay. I'm guessing on the spelling, so if I'm wrong, please don't crucify me.
Okay. But anyway, so I'm laughing. I got a few of these and everything, and then on the thing, it was made by boomers. And I was like, really? And then I went to a listing appointment. And if you listen to our other podcast, you probably heard the story already. But I went to a listing appointment. And I was like, why are they called boomer? You know, like what? Like what's, you know, I don't get it. So I'm at the appointment. He has one of those gator ones. And I was like, okay, whatever, you know, whatever works. And then he says to me, and he's from the UK, so he had that, I love their accent. Bloody, I tried to wear the ones with the ones around the ear, but my hearing aids keep falling out, so I have to wear this one. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, I wonder how all the you know, older people wear it. You know, wear the mask around the ears. I bet you they don't. That's why so if you're walking around and you see someone there, I bet you they have hearing aids.
Right.
I don't think those things are bad. They're hard in Florida because it's too freaking hot.
It's hot.
Wintertime, it's cold. Then it's like a scarf. It's easy.
Right. Well, I think, you know, funny enough, I mean, that was a thing. Those, like, outdoorsy people use them all the time. Like people fishing.
I have a wool one for skiing.
Right.
I didn't know they had a name gator.
Right.
I just thought they were.
Well, I don't know. I mean, are those also called the ones you use for skiing? Are they also called gators, or are they just
you're
like
skiing and it's cold? They're like a scarf. You can put them over your mouth and cover the cold air. That's you know, I think they're great. So anyway, I don't know what this. I'm gonna hashtag # whatever. This episode's
boomer. This episode's gonna.
Sorry, we went downhill fast. Sorry,
we did. I'm gonna call this episode "Discover St. Cloud, Florida Boomer Edition."
Boomer Edition. Boomer Edition. Along with your side of market reports,
right,
to see what's happened. No, so it's an interesting market. I love looking at the stats. Put them up on the website, and I just, you know, it's numbers don't lie. That's all I can say.
Right. Right. And you can find all the market reports up on your website, thecorcoranconnection.com. Go ahead and follow this podcast. Actually, we're on YouTube. We're on all your favorite platforms for listening. New episodes every week. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys could rate, review, subscribe, leave us a comment. You know, maybe we'll do a poll. What do you think is going to happen in the market in 2022?
Yeah.
Take bets now.
How high is the interest rate going to go?
Right. How high is it going to go? What are prices going to do? What kind of percentages are we looking at? We'll have to see. We'll take some bets. Do a poll. Yeah. So, but that's awesome.
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Can't predict the future.
No. But hey, if you're ready to buy, it's your time. Just do it. Just do it. You know, and if you're looking to sell, I mean, boy, oh boy, just jump in right now because we have no inventory. I'd love to see what happens in 2022, but I'm going to need somebody to sell a house.
Well, and it's weird because like builders used to help with that.
Right. And they can't.
They can't keep up. Even the new developments that are going on, we talked about, you know, not far from where we live, you know, you're 9 months to 12 months to building.
Right.
So they can't even build them quick enough. They can't get the supplies quick enough.
Right.
And, you know.
Right.
It's interesting what's going to happen.
We'll see. We'll see what happens in 2022. But thanks for joining us for
thank you.
Discover St. Cloud, Florida. And we will see you in the next episode.